I remember back in school 100 years ago, I took a class called mass media. Back in college 100 years ago, back before television now. I remember we took a class called mass media, mass communication, and they showed us how the masses can be manipulated with sight and sound. This is what people who go to school for advertisement and marketing learn. That's why it's very intentional that jingles are, 60 seconds, from 45 to 60 seconds with catchy tunes. And you play this song and you show these images, and a person will go to the store and buy this product. It's very intentional. Because they know when you get to Giant, when you get to Wise, you're going to see 5 or 6 different brands of bread, 10 or 15 brands of toothpaste. So what they're hoping is when you go in and you see all these different brands, what's going to come to your mind and give you the confidence to buy a certain brand is because pictures are associated with a jingle, music, sight, and the tendency will be, I'm going to trust this product and I'm going to buy it. Ultimately, it was to get you to buy that. But my point is, sight and sound, images, cause a physical response and a decision. So it's the same thing with whatever we're entertaining, whatever we're reading, whatever we're playing. I'm not doing that deeply religious thing of, oh my God, you're going to hell if you play video games. And you're going, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have to really be careful with what you are constantly feeding yourself, because it's really true. Whatever you feed yourself, you are going to respond. Even if it's at a subconscious level, you're not even always consciously aware of it. So it's about being careful, being mindful, being intentional about what you constantly feed yourself. And so what I'm getting at is, especially if the stuff is negative, if it's vulgar, if it's lustful. Now that was with the video game, I just kind of dealt with the hostile and the violent side. But I talked about how me and my wife, as we were coming along in the 80s, because we got married in the end of 1980, 81, January 3rd. And so we went through the 80s as a young couple. And so there was no Christian artist with love songs. So we had to try to find artists who did love songs that we could listen to. And so there was people like Anita Baker and, and a few others, Roberta Flack, and can't even think of all the names now. But it really wouldn't have been helpful for us, for some of the artists that were out there where it really was all about the one night stand. You know what, Cameo. There's just certain music that wouldn't have been conducive for the marriage. Can I put it that way? It really wasn't going to be helpful for the marriage. Sometimes you can wonder why you are struggling. And I'll be very honest with you. Me and my wife have counseled many couples through the years. Sometimes you can be struggling, wondering why you are struggling in your relationship with your husband, with your wife, and why you have lustful thoughts for somebody else outside of your marriage. And it can be directly connected with the images, what you're feeding yourself. If the music is always about the grass is greener on the other side, remember, here's one from way back in our day, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. So you keep singing that over and over and over again to yourself, that gets in you. I'm being for real. That gets in you. So that when you encounter somebody that's outside of my relationship with my wife, then I feel okay about talking to this other woman. Why? Because I done fed my spirit with, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. So you've developed a whole different value system starts getting set up in your mind so that you feel okay. I would feel okay about having somebody else on the side of her. So that's why I'm saying you have to be really careful of the toxic musings. really has a lot to do with what you put in front of you. The Bible, one of the psalmists said, I will put no evil thing before my eyes. He's being very intentional. I will set no evil thing before my eyes. What is he talking about? I'm not going to set stuff in front of my eyes and put images and feed myself with stuff that's going to be harmful to my marriage, harmful to my children. I'm just talking as a husband and as a father. I like being real and practical with you guys, so to kind of use some stuff that's really help us see.